Hi, we just finished meeting for intonation practice on September 8th, and I was so happy to be back and feeling better and see so many friendly faces, old and new. So let's get started. We had some quite a variety of sentences this time. So, starting with the army royally fucked up. So I put a Y in between the and army because when your tongue goes very high for the army, it should slide down and kind of make a Y. The army. And then there's a connection between the D and the U. So fucked up. The army royally fucked up. And there's a connection between hadda, kappa. And instead of making a good of, I'm just going to shorten it to So I had a cuppa. And that's not as important as the main idea, soup. I had a cup of soup for breakfast. I had a cup of soup for breakfast. Oh, and breakfast, that came up as new to some people that it is instead of fast, it looks like fast, but it's not stressed, so it changes to fist, breakfast. I think I'd rather have it in purple. I think there's a connection, and have it, and oh, I didn't connect this, havidin. So there's also havidin, sounds like havidin, and purple. I think I'd rather have it in purple. No, I didn't go up on purple. I think I'd rather have it in purple. Purple. I think I'd rather have it in purple. President Kennedy's assassination had far reaching repercussions. So, assassination is a long looking word, but if you break it down, it sounds like assassination. And repercussions, also with a lot of S's, repercussions. And I changed the S in president to a Z to remind you that it's a Z. And the possessive Kennedy's will also sound like a Z. President Kennedy's assassination had far reaching repercussions. Excuse me. I felt very vulnerable, and vulnerable is, make sure you have a good vulnerable. And clothes on, forget about the TH, it just sounds like clothes on. I felt very vulnerable standing there without any clothes on. I felt very vulnerable standing there without any clothes on. My doctor's nurse assured me that my surgery would be over in under an hour. And this in under an hour, in under an hour, changes all connections together. In under an hour. In under an hour. My doctor's nurse assured me that my surgery would be over in under an hour. Fauci says, and I put this here to remind you that it looks like say, but it says. Fauci says the U.S. is perilously close to doctors having to prioritize people for ICU beds. I should have taken a deeper breath. That was a long sentence. And perilously, perilously. I'll try it again. Fauci says the U.S. is perilously close to doctors having to prioritize people for ICU beds. And now the short ones. I have an idea. I have an, all that connects together. I have an idea. I have an idea. This totally depends on the meaning you want to convey. If it's the idea that's important, then only stress idea. If it's the fact that you have it and you want to point out, hey, I have an idea. I have an idea. She had an apple in her backpack. All these connections, these underlines are consonants connecting to the following vowel. She had an apple in her. And this is the first time we have the H pronoun disappearing. So only the pronouns, her, hers, he, him, his, and then the TH is for they, them, their. If there's a consonant before it, you can connect that consonant over to the vowel and get rid of the H or the TH. So now instead of in her with voicing, I mean with air, her, get rid of the air and just say inner. So it would really look like this is how it sounds. She had an apple in her backpack, and make a good sound for backpack. She had an apple in her backpack. She had an apple in her backpack. And let's do this one next because this is another example of I took out the H. She lost her arm in a shark attack. So lost her, get rid of the H. The T connects to the ER and it sounds like lost her. She lost her arm in a shark attack. Armina all connects together and shark attack. And the final K, don't release it. I put this little line here to say don't say attack. Just hold your tongue back there in the K position. This first K will connect to the A because there's a vowel after it. Sharka. But there's nothing after this K, so you just stop. Shark attack. She lost her arm in a shark attack. And then the can and can't. So if it's negative, you will hear the vowel can, and you won't hear the T. If it's positive, you won't hear the T, there's no T, but you won't hear the vowel at all. It will just sound like kin. So you're really just going from the K sound to the N sound. Kin, kin, kin. Very little delay. So you shouldn't hear any vowel at all. Kin. So that's how you know if it's negative. If you hear the vowel it's negative. I can't think clearly. I can't think clearly. Can't. If it's positive, I can. I can. And now the emphasis is going to be on the action, the object, or the main idea of the sentence. So I can think clearly. I can think clearly. I can think clearly. Dun 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 dun. So practice listening, maybe rewinding if you're watching TV or a movie or a presentation or something, and listen for that. I can't think clearly. Negative. I can think clearly. Positive. And that's where we ended. So I'll put these starting with animals are marvelous on next Wednesday. And I hope to see you there. Thank you.